You got Masvidal. The date got moved, but I just got to go back to the promotional tour. You just seem fed up with dude. It never seemed like you guys really had bad blood before, but what changed with Masvidal that it was just like I'm kind of done with this guy?
He talks a lot of shit in the interviews. He talks a lot of shit in the interviews and changes it up when he sees me on the reel, but it's all good still regardless. I don't know. It's just when sitting here looking at each other and out the side of the lip and shit talking that I'm cool off all that. I know I was over it.
Was it like, because when you guys fought in the UFC, it didn't seem like this. It seemed like his attitude towards you changed for some reason. You think he's just really trying to sell a fight more than get on it, or do you think it's really personal now?
Yeah, he's a try-hard seller, that's for sure. He's like, thinks he's Mr. Businessman, and I'm not trying to be.
You never been about that life. He also said that you were a diva, that you had to lead the on the marquee. It had to be Diaz versus Masvidal. Can you clear this up? Were you being difficult with him, or why does he think that?
Well, I'm sure if they did do that with my team, knows who's the A side and all that shit. And that was I had never even talked about it. They came to me and told me that's how it was gonna be. And then the only problems that I had was signing the fight to begin with, because I was like, we should be fighting for real in an MMA fight, not boxing. The hell are we boxing for? I don't know if I could sleep with doing that. Like, we should be fighting a whole fight so I can whip his whole ass. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of convincing to do. I was like, why don't we just fight in MMA? Oh, he can't fight in MMA. He's not allowed. So I was like, well, as long as we get to go out there and settle something that's the biggest deal outside of the UFC for me, because none of the boxers want to box, none of the in the UFC wants to lock me down forever. So it was the biggest fight, the biggest thing I could do at the moment. So if I'm a diva about it, you're all there with and settle for.
I mean, clearly now this is a boxing match. I mean, you fought Jake Paul in a boxing match. You've always liked boxing. What do you think Masvidal brings to the table as a boxer? He's been talking like he did bare knuckle back in Florida, but it's a completely different world in a boxing ring. Do you think you have a big advantage over him when it comes to just straight up boxing?
No, I think we're on the same playing field. He likes to play. He did the same thing Jake Paul did. They like to play like I have an advantage or something, because it takes the pressure off of him. But he's been fighting for longer than me. I think maybe a year or two longer than me in MMA, and I know he's been boxing and has experience and knows how to fight and all that. So I think we're on even playing fields, and I know what I'm signed up for, and I know he's a beast and all that. And I'm gonna go out there and try to get the job done the best that I can.
What made you change your mind? Because you said it should have been an MMA fight. Like this, was it more so the money, the opportunity? Like, what made you sign on eventually? Because, like you said, you wanted this to be an MMA fight, but
Well,
there
I
was
want
really
to be
nowhere to go.
active, and he's the only one that was able to fight.
Okay.
If I could, I'd be fighting Triple G or somebody in a boxing match, or I'm fighting Leon Edwards for world title. I'm here to fight the best fighters in the world, and let everybody know that I'm the best fighter in the whole world still and forever. And that's what I signed up for in the beginning, and that's what I'm still doing now. And I'm not into play fighting and any bullshit. And Masvidal is the best fighter that was able to fight. I could have fought anybody else, but I'm like, what am I gonna do? Prove it? I'm not just trying to grab money. I mean, obviously we want to grab some money, but I'm not running around trying to grab money. I can make the same amount of money fighting Joe Blow. But Masvidal is the biggest deal that I could fight. So it was the one to go with.
He's kind of mentioned that this is a kind of like a rematch for the BMF title. Do you see that the same way because of how that BMF title fight ended for you?
He got a question. He got a question. I think I hold that title no matter what.
I don't think fans would argue with that. I think that you've proven that over the years. You mentioned Jake Paul, the fight with Jake Paul a couple times. Did you see that this dude said that you were the lightest puncher that he's ever fought? And why do you think he would say something like that? He's already fought you, so it's like, why bring your name up now?
For one, I was injured and I couldn't even really throw a punch. I was up. And for two, he was the easiest fight I ever had. That was the longest fight at the heaviest weight class I've ever had. Never got tired, never got hurt, nothing. Even when I got knocked down, I think it was timing because it didn't hurt. I got up like, okay, are you good? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. It was it was just a timing thing, and uh, I thought he was pretty weak himself. I went on a 4 month bender before the fight. I mean, a 4 week bender. We trained hard for months on months, and we were over it. Me and my whole team. So I sat back and started kicking it, and I was overtraining. And it only happened like that. If it was a scary opponent, you won't allow yourself to do that. But it was hard. It was just easy to go to sleep at night fighting that guy. And but it's good that it happened like that because now it's necessary to work out, get disciplined, and go back and whip his ass.
The
I'm the weakest puncher. Like, and you're the one who wanted to fight like 30 pounds over my original weight division. I'm like, you think I was trying to just sit there and knock you out? Like, throw as hard a punch as I can. I was just getting through that fight because I was halfway to my potential that day.
so for this fight, do you feel like you're going to be fully at your potential? Like, how's training going? Plus, I mean,
Better than the last fight, that's for sure.
did the date change help you at all with this fight being moved back a little bit?
No, I liked it. I liked it when it where it was, and I wish we would have got it done a long time ago. I wanted to fight 3 times this year already. We're up. What month are we in? July, June, July, August, September, October, November. So, shit, I might be able to get another 1 or 2 in.
So I was going to ask you, man. Like, no matter what happens, are you looking to do another boxing match after this, or is it trying to return to MMA?
I'm gonna look at the options after this and think about who I can get, and I got some things brewing. So we'll see what happens with this one.
Now, obviously, you said it many times that you think another fight with Conor McGregor will happen, and Conor obviously broke his toe, couldn't fight Michael Chandler. If that opportunity presents itself again, are you ready for that for you as your next fight? Because it's one of the most anticipated rematches that people want to see.
Yeah, when everything lines up, we're gonna fight again. It's planned.
Does it? Would you be interested in boxing him, or is it got to be MMA?
I would like to fight MMA.
Okay, that makes total sense. Um, Boxing, you've done this a couple times. I don't. I need to know, like, how much do you enjoy the art of boxing versus MMA? Because, like you said, you want to fight Masvidal in MMA. But have you enjoyed this journey training for boxing? Is there anything different for you?
Yeah, no, it's less wear and tear. I don't have to do as much as in MMA, but it also starts to get boring. So I'll go back and just do jiu-jitsu a couple days a week, just because that boxing on it, you get kind of burnt out, and it doesn't feel as complete. So, but it's a lot less wear and tear and healthier to train for. It's not good to get hit in your head all day and shit, but it's not good to get kicked in your legs and tangle your shit up and all your shit up and everything else too. So either way, I'm with it all. I train all day, even if I'm not fighting. So it's good and it's fun to train for something rather than uh it feels good to train for something and get the job done.
Did you do anything different for this training camp in terms of just more running, triathlons, anything like that? Or has it just been strictly focusing on boxing?
Yeah, I did a lot of the same shit as I always do. Little
Dude,
change, tweaks, little different stuff.
how is your body feeling right now? I mean, just you've done a lot, man, bro. Like, I don't know if you started to feel the wear and tear on your body as the years have gone on, or do you still feel like in tremendous shape?
Yeah, I fell in good shape. We just got back from Tahoe. We're riding in the mountains yesterday and swimming out there and doing all kinds of good shit. I'm about 2 weeks out now, and I was just thinking yesterday, like, man, I'm gonna go do some jujitsu tomorrow because I ain't done jujitsu all week. And I feel like that's the strength and conditioning. I think it makes you stronger. Even if you're a boxer, you should probably do jujitsu to get stronger and more solid foundation.
Is that going to be an advantage for you against Masvidal in this fight? Your conditioning?
They're the same thing. Straight up the same shit.
A couple more for you. One, your brother's coming back. Nick's coming back to the UFC. Did you guys have a conversation about that? And do you have any idea what made him decide, like, yeah, I'm gonna come back and fight in Saudi Arabia? It surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of time. He's a fighter. Just wondering what was taking so long.
So he's fine. Is he gonna be there for your fight against Masvidal?
Think he's coming out, yeah.
Does that help you? Is it good to see your brother by your side when on big fight nights?
Yeah, I like my brother anywhere in where there's a war going on.
He's always got your back. And then lastly, how does this fight turn out? I know you don't do too much on predictions, but you guys are fighting at a higher weight. Masvidal's never been a really big dude. How do you see this fight going with him?
I'm going to win. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going for.
Just a win by any means necessary?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Well, Nate, man, appreciate the time. I know you ain't big on talking, so I always appreciate you taking any time to talk to me, man. I appreciate that.
All good. Thanks for calling too.